Even when he got his full mixed martial artist tonight, he is going to be a massive, massive superstar.
Just a champion than he faced in 2018. The question is also believes Stipe Miocic is...
And I'm not sure I believe in Ngannou when he says it's a UFC title. State of Ohio, here is the Croatian-American.
For a guy that has done everything, he was a better version of himself, and honestly, than he did before in being a heavyweight champion in the world.
Underappreciated and continuing to improve his skill set into this weight and training. I think that indicates he's worked on a lot. And I think that was what I was most in version of who he was. A lot of speed. The key's going to be surviving the first round right here. A lot of questions.
You have a military or first responder discrepancy about introductions. Here is Bruce Buffer. Before you see background, get ultimate deals on the gear you. They both stand 6 foot.
Event of the evening on Herb Dean UFC. Dean wins 3 losses. He stands 6 feet out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Paris, France, and bottom in the world, the challenger, Ngannou! A mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 20 at 234 pounds, fighting, defending, undisputed stipe.
Follow my instructions. I'm gonna keep it clean.
Kentucky Derby is the...
Let's see how this starts.
Ngannou is in white, Miocic is in the black.
With all that muscle, already is seeing a more patient.
And gold.
Pitching in here.
Fatigue playing a factor.
Body.
Smaller octagon could play. It becomes a lot of oxygen. You can see it's so much different. Big factor here, and it looked. This is Ngannou's patient.
He talks about his win from Miocic. See, many people take that from Ngannou.
But look,
Stipe trains at a 24-footer.
They took that though. That's able to.
Oh, look at this.
Big crowd, able to survive.
Big. This is a big.
This is actually on the defense. He was
for now.
No, but this is not smart.
Back to being patient.
Francis was longer. But boy, Francis,
he's taking big gaps.
Ngannou out of the southpaw stance.
Wow.
Matter of trying to get the
gaps in between these big moments.
Rest.
His mouth is open right now, right?
Yep. He's got to take. He's supposed to attack and approach him.
He's breathing out of his mouth. He's got to preserve this energy.
Far 5 of them has landed them all.
I'd like to see him go back.
Thrown a handful of strikes thus far.
Still, how, energy. But this pace where they're not. This is a very measured pace.
You got to wonder that for this fight.
Throwing that much.
It's also the adrenaline dump. There it is.
I feel like I want to mute my thing because I feel like people can hear my heart rate.
Well, if you bet
so fast.
Yeah, my heart's pounding.
Get that here. Let me see your mouthpiece. Everything's got to be a little bit more explosive, okay?
These are enormous punches, but it just shows you the power. And it's, I mean, clipped him right on the side of the head. Stipe just ate. Huge moment. These are enormous punches.
Get that here. Let me see your mouthpiece. Everything's got to be a little bit more explosive, okay?
Francis landed on him.
Big man Rodman on that.
Boy, you can hear the corner of Ngannou saying.
Rowe tried to attend to it, so we will keep an eye.
Yep, he's got to take. He's supposed to attack and approach him.
I'd like to see him go back.
Thrown a handful of strikes thus far. 5 of them has landed them all.
This is a very measured pace, though. How, energy. But this pace where they're not throwing that much.
It's also the adrenaline dump. You got to wonder that for this fight. There it is.
I feel like I want to mute my thing because I feel like people can hear my heart rate so fast.
Yeah, my heart's pounding.
Well, if you bet.
Good. In and out. Get that here. Let me see your mouthpiece. Everything's got to be a little bit more explosive, okay? He's moving, he's following you.
I mean, clipped him right on the side of the head. Stipe just ate down defense, and this was in his chin.
He does. I mean, Francis landed on him.
Big man Rob Monroe tried to attend to it, so we will keep an eye on that.
Boy, you can hear the corner of Ngannou saying,
These are enormous punches, but it just shows you the power. Stipe has a tremendous chin.
He does. I mean, Francis landed on
Considerably, there was a wince when the cut man Rob Monroe tried to attend to it.
Boy, you can hear how to get the offense going a little bit.
Oh, there by the champion.
Absolutely. Now miocic has...
And Francis has got to be careful to not load up.
Stipe back to his feet, eats another uppercut. He can finally call himself the greatest heavyweight in the world.
You nasty.
That's as nasty as it ever gets.
Oh, my goodness.
So, in US through and becomes the undisputed UFC bold character since 1870.
Clearly learned all the lessons from the first
Leg hit
jab.
with the lead hand.
Yeah, and then fired back.
That was the worst thing that could have happened for Stipe, Joe. That was up the middle. He drops miocic. When they're throwing short left hook, that just drops him.
So
short. Lights. I mean,
so
short left.
Short.
My
Perfect.
goodness.
Perfectly placed.
His leg, he falls back over it. Stipe's done. Stipe's done.
Amazing technique. Amazing that first fight. Learned it. Came back with an A+. He's so scary because he has a tremendous chin. With Dewey Cooper, with all the guys that he trained with at Extreme.
Coaches, Eric Nixick, chief among them. A lot of people wondered DC into his coaches and got it done with the power. Visit rate.com to get started. One final time.
Stop to this contest at 52 seconds of round number 2. New undisputed UFC Francis the Predator.
Set off the top, it seemed an eventuality that eventually UFC a little bit longer than people expected, but he's the baddest man on the planet now.
Because of this victory and the spectacular nature of this victory, he's going to have a rematch with Derek Lewis.
Johnny Bones.
He defended takedowns. Listen, Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. If Francis Ngannou put John Jones behind Stipe Miocic, there will be Ngannou. Francis Ngannou excited for a young man to finally accomplish his goals. But Joe, it's all first class for everybody. Private jet, fly you to fight Francis Rogan.
It is going to be insane. And you know what? There's... Woo! Woo!
Kamaru Usman becoming the first African-born UFC champion.
And then it was that, I mean, this right here is what scares everybody. Scary, scary thought for heavyweights around the world. Ngannou starts this by going through these strikes, Anik. This was not easy. That little counter right hand that gives him a false sense of security makes her spirit cost him. He should have stepped back, but instead he went into the new heavyweight champion of the world, and he is talking.
Yeah. Well, in this, but very accurate. You dropped him with a jab, had him hurt him with the jab, dropped him. As you stepped in with the drop him, you hit him with some follow-up shots, and as your chin, absolutely perfect on the chin, and then follow the world, undisputed.
Yes, man. You know, I've been back to reset because my coach, my ear is like. Calm down, relax. When I get the first round, I can keep going like this. I felt mistake of following me.